Hey, and here. My apologies for the late video, but you know how it is. I'm super procrastinator. Also, if you follow any of my other social media or peep at the community tab, from July 8th to 13th, Houston suffered a power outage caused by Hurricane Beryl, so I couldn't work for that entire week. I hate to ask, but if I could get a few donos in any of the links below, or even use any of the affiliate links I provide, it would be a big help to me and the channel.
Got a problem, just give me a ring, I'll fix it with my speed. You get the hero guarantee, the one you can trust, with heavy drops in it, and heroes in the house, and we don't quit.
Alright, so how's everyone doing? Today's build comes straight out 2017, the i7-7700 and the GTX 1070 Ti. They were not quite the top of the parts you could have gotten at the time, but exceptional performance regardless. Though how well do they perform in 2024, a full 6 years later? Before we get started, a friend gave me the motherboard, CPU, and PSU for free. It's funny how this is from the very first system I built for someone else. The i7-7700 was launched January 2017 with an MSRP of $378 USD. Compare this to the Ryzen 7 1700's launch MSRP of $329, except you get double the cores and threads. Speaking of cores and threads, this has 4 cores and 8 threads. Intel's bread and butter for its high-end for several generations, and Kaby Lake was the final generation before they had to switch things up so they could compete with AMD Ryzen. It has a frequency of 3.6 GHz and can turbo up to 4.2 GHz. And if I had to pick a reason to pick this CPU over the other ones from 2017, is the efficiency of this bad boy, with a TDP of just 65 watts. The motherboard I got with this is an MSI B250 Pro VD, a good solid basic motherboard, with decent features, and since this isn't the K variant, this motherboard is all you need. I've talked about the GTX 1070 Ti before, and you can check out that standalone benchmark and review in the corner up there, or I could perhaps link it in the description. The GTX 1070 Ti was launched in November 2017 and was intended to be a high-end card with an MSRP of $399. 7 years ago, you could get a relatively good performing card for $399. Once again, those were the good times. These cards often came with a good for the time 8GB of GDDR5 VRAM, which helps it a lot. Now even as 6 gigs tends to be lacking for a lot of modern games. Now for the basic specs. It has 2,432 CUDA cores, a base clock of 1,607 MHz, and with a boost of 1,683 MHz, with a memory clock of 2,002 MHz, for those who want to know. Typically coming with a 1x8 pin power connector, it has a 180 watt TDP. Nvidia recommends a 500 watt power supply. Common opinion though, people recommend close to 700 watts. But you can always get away with a very good quality 400 watt PSU. This time I didn't include the prices, because a good chunk of the cost of this PC was free for me. Before I move on to the synthetics, I honestly want to bring up the case. GameX is a budget brand and typically our knockoffs have more well-known designs. Anyway, the PSU Attic is a design that I'm not too fond of. As well, it's hard to word, but I think cable management flow isn't as good as if it had a basement instead. And as Donwood would say, the front fans are partaking in some ironic asphyxiation, because there isn't much the way for airflow except the bottom gap. And good thing this case has some big feet. so it is raised quite a bit. One more thing that bothers me about this case is the pre-installed fans. Not because it's loser static RGB, but the stickers in the middle aren't centered, so it looks wobbly as it spins. For the synthetic benchmarks, for Cinebench 2024, multi is 315, a single score is 65, and the 3P score is 3779. For Firestrike, we got 15,744, for Time Spy 6,446, and Steel Nomad gets 1,470. And Real Fast, PC Mark 5,454. Now let's get on to the gaming benchmarks. Hey guys, before we start the video, I need to make some money, and with that said, check out Poggers at poggerslifestyle.com, a fun brand featuring everyone's favorite Pepe Frog, offering worldwide shipping and is family ran and operated. You can get their flavors for energy or simply just hydration from things like watermelon, mango, and raspberry, or even that American classic Rocket Pop. Yes, just like the popsicle. They also include a few options to help sleep. Hopefully they bring back a personal favorite flavor of mine, Cream Dream. It's orange, guys. Don't make it weird. You can also get Poggers brand shakers and even bundle deals at a great price. Anyway, use my affiliate link down below or use code POGHERO at checkout to save 10% off your order. So live that Poggers lifestyle. So let's get on with the video. I originally had high settings for the second set of Fortnite results, but high on either DX11 or DX12 kept slowing down to below 30 FPS for whatever reason. Sometimes it would fix itself after turning off and off VSync, and after a while it kind of behaved. It was too much of a hassle, and Medium just worked right away. Anyway, a few days later, I did come back to Fortnite and it just worked like normal. Fortnite is just very inconsistent. For Cyberpunk, it's close to that 60 FPS, but like a certain British tech tuber says, 50 FPS is fine. Well, for life, or as he says. Now, if you want to hit 60 FPS, you can tweak a few settings here and there, or even just do a little bit of upscaling, if that's your thing. I don't know if it's just me or not, but Wuthering Waves seem to run better in windowed mode, rather than full screen, but I could be wrong. Also, this game probably still needs some more optimization hammered in. XDefiant runs pretty well, but triple buffering and reduced latency are on by default. If these are toggled on, the frame rate is impacted a lot. Overall, this game is pretty optimized, even on HDDs, from what I've discovered. So, if you built a brand new sorta high-end PC back in 2017, it should still be plenty powerful, even for newer AAA games today. The i7 is a little less powerful than the modern i3s, but it is perfectly fine if you're gaming and doing some light production work. The 1070 Ti, as I said in my review of it, is really holding up well for what it is. Pascal overall still has some kick, and Nvidia cooked a little too well with it. Sorry that the conclusion is a bit short, but I had a hard time talking about PCs that just work well. Anyway, let me know if you have used any of these parts before and how well they served you. I'm Hero, something of a virtual YouTuber myself. Thumbs up if you like it, and thumbs down if you don't like it, or just hate me. Subscribe for more, or if you're just masochistic. See you next time. Bye bye.
That platinum chain with them diamonds in it. Where'd you get that Mac and Benz with them windows tinted? Who them girls you be with when you be riding through? Man, I ain't got nothing to prove. I paid my dues, breaking the rules and shake fools while I'm taking the cruise. Tell me who's your weed man and how do you smoke so good? You's a superstar, boy. Why you still up in the hood? What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? A couple of cans of whoop ass. You did a good ass job of just eyeing me, spying me. I got my swing lock 40.